Jay Prince has always been known as the boogeyman of Texas and rap in general. From his famous and ominous State of the Union addresses and so-called courtesy messages on so many great Rap-A-Lot records.
I'm not gonna lip wrestle with you niggas, but if any of you clowns cross me or my family, bad news, gonna beat you home. I'm done talking.
To his kind of peculiar, strange ability to somehow always be able to retrieve celebrities' possessions like jewelry from theft.
Right side.
For those who didn't hear, who does the chain actually belong to?
This is Steve Francis' chain. And it shall be returned to him. It's not even broken.
He's been famously called the metal detector of Houston in rap. He's been an enigmatic figure, to say the least, in hip-hop for quite a long time. Texas residents will remark how they remember back in the 90s hearing all the legendary tales about Jay Prince, seeing a parade of nice cars cruising the streets all tinted up and looking very presidential. Texas residents also note how there was a time when hardly anybody could tell you what Jay Prince even really looked like. But has that mystique faded? Now, you may have noticed in recent years that Jay Prince has been a lot less mysterious and way more vocal, doing more interviews and even dropping a book, The Art and Science of Respect, which is a very solid read, by the way. He's been pushing other products like wine and kind of diversifying his portfolio, to say to speak, and that's understood for someone in his position, but nonetheless, it has the streets rumbling and talking about Jay Prince and how solid his empire is from a financial standpoint and otherwise. No figures have ever really came out as far as how much the Jay Prince empire was worth, but people inevitably are going to pocket watch. And for a man who at one time was rumored to be one of the richest, if not the richest man in rap, it just seemed odd for him to step out of the shadows, so to speak, to do more marketing promotion like we've never seen before. Then, everybody was shocked recently when NBA YoungBoy seemingly did the impossible and went up against the big bad wolf and stood up to the big bad wolf when Jay Prince offered to return his stolen belongings in what many claim appeared to be a blatant extortion attempt.
I don't want no friends, I don't want no new relationships. All that pussy ass shit, hey, I don't respect none of that shit, man. If you got something for me, man, they got plenty of niggas around me you could call. Man, nigga, it's plenty ways you could get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no fucking publicity, none of that pussy and shit. And I'm good on them keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car anyway. Mind your fucking business, man. All that shit.
Yep. Now, recently, or lately, Jay Prince Jr. has seemingly tried to take the reins, but word on the street is that he's not as respected and well liked as his father is, and he's developed a bit of a reputation as a wannabe. His mob ties movement has recently drawn the criticism and scrutiny with the death of Duke the Jeweler and, of course, the death of Takeoff from the Migos, while in the presence and seemingly under the alleged protection of Jay Prince Jr. and mob ties. And, of course, Jay Prince himself has tried to play damage control with his diatribe of an Instagram post and their so-called memorial to take off, but people aren't trying to hear it. Now, some people are trying to make this a Houston versus Atlanta thing. We don't want to go that far, but there also seems to be a bit of a civil war tension right there in Houston, seemingly between Sauce Walker's TSF and, of course, Mob Ties. Now, of course, Whack 100 is someone who's always going to have a lot to say. A lot of people don't like him, but sometimes he's not wrong with the information that he brings and the points that he makes.
You know, if you want that, all this other shit, I don't, bro. I've been telling niggas like, bro, I don't know what y'all talking about in all these stories. How all y'all know all these stories and he ain't been indicted?
Man.
So Wack, as a civilian, are you saying that this guy was just a business guy who just had street people around him?
Bro, that's all that was, bro. That's it. That's all that was.
Yeah,
That's all that is.
fucks him in the end because he's
Bro,
got to be a
listen to
street
me.
person. You mean?
Look, one thing about Suge, right? And Suge was burned for this shit. We all said it. He was so caught up in his resume being solidified, we knew he was going to the pen. He damn near wanted to go. Fuck that, nigga. Man, you went to college, nigga, and all that. You got the money, you got the homies around you. Fuck that.
So again, we know there's a lot of scrutiny around Mob Ties, Rap a Lot, J Prince, and he doesn't seem as mysterious or as impenetrable and Teflon as he once did. So is this the end of Mob Ties, the J Prince empire? We want to hear your comments below.
And I hate, it's like Whack 100 done tricked Mr. Prince, man. Mr. Prince normally don't talk. Now, he don't have that mystique to him no more. Now he on camera explaining to this punk ass, yeah, so now he don't look like the big bad Prince no more. He look nervous at times. He look like Whack getting the best of him. He don't look strong no more, cause he done let Whack trick him. But I know, and he know, the feds done rattled his cage with Whack, and they ain't never been able to rattle his cage. Whack 100 is with the FBI. That's why J Prince seems so nervous. He know that nigga with them people. He know it. That's why he seems so like he's shaking. He know it. I know it and Mr. Prince know it. And the FBI know we know. So, I just hate the great Prince, man. The great Mr. Prince. Let that nigga trick him.